Hello Scorpio, how you doing? So I'm here with your main reading. This is going to be set up for your spiritual guidance main message. And basically, that is just me pulling out the messages your spirit guides would like for you to know during this time, this period. They can come as warnings or general energy, and so forth and so on. Okay, so I did want to get that little spill out so you can understand the reason why I'm talking the way that I'm talking is attempting to line up with the type of message that's going to be for the month of May for all zodiac signs. All my readings is designed for anybody who's consciously aware of their natal chart. You can go and review any sign. It's also designed for a cross watcher. It's only going to help you as much as it is if cross watchers participate in these type of tarot readings, or whether they participate more in love tarot readings. Okay. Excuse me. So, Scorpio, I'm not going to talk you too much, right? We're going to go ahead and start getting into the message, alright? So the first oracle that came up for you, Scorpio, is footprints. Okay? What I'm feeling off of footprints is legacy, destiny, business. Definitely business. Now, it feels like the root of it is business, but it filters through you, like your body is the stem, right? And the petals that's going to be bloom is going to shift more or less, maybe your sight. I can't say 100% your third eye chakra, but I can say that I feel like it's going to affect the way that you see things, how you interact with things. How deeply on the scale of swaying positive, negative really depends on you. But this energy here is definitely all about that legacy. Destiny too. I think legacy is more of the conscious. I think destiny is more of the subconscious in this design. The next oracle card that came up for you is the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. So it's very common for the zodiac sign Scorpio to be attached to some form of the underworld. I think this card is definitely it's saying that it's not going to deviate too much of where you're going right now. It's almost bringing in that poem footprints, at least the image, right? Now, this one, the only thing different here, they got different shape of footprints, right? And that might be a good sign or clue of the capability of your spirit guides. Now, I don't know how you might feel, because yes, it's definitely leading to the ability of shape-shifting, right? Now, I don't know if you got something against shape-shifting. If so, you might want to try to see whether you got problems with self-esteem or problems with control. Because what I'm saying is the natural the natural ability that's born into a human is shape-shifting. You don't stay at the original size that you come in. Your skin goes through metamorphosis. There's so many different abilities that your body goes through, so it's always shape-shifting. But I know I'm in the spiritual aspect, but I'm saying, if this is an entity, the terminology shapeshifter come up for you, right? Then what? Make sure that you sit back and discern what's the common thing in it and what's not the common thing in it. Because as above, so below. It just might be something very important for you to release a blockage during the month of May. Okay? Just to give one of those examples, I really don't think it's all about every Scorpio, this is your trial and tribulation. No, I don't. Because, like I started off with business, it is some business situations where things is going to shift. But I don't really, it don't feel like it's inside of Scorpio control beyond your interaction. Yeah, you're going to make it come true. Like I said, the body of the Scorpio is the stem. Now, what maintains the stem is definitely the roots, right? What the stem produces, the stem is holding as a trophy piece. So, meaning if it's a flower, what type of flower? Could have been a honeysuckle. You holding that honeysuckle up. Y'all representing each other. What happens if the honeysuckle leaves? What happens to the body of it? So, that is definitely the overall energy, even when it comes to business. But what is the cautionary? I'm not really sure. But what I'm about to do is get into the tarot cards, and I'm not saying that the tarot cards is going to tell me, because there's many situations that's going on for the Scorpion community. Alright, Scorpio. With all that said, now we starting off here with the Ten of Cups and the Death card. So once again, I feel like that energy is definitely talking about the shape-shifting. Now, can it be better termed as a shift, a lesson, a warning? It could be a storm. Could it be you moving? Could it be you getting taller? Could it be you gaining weight? Could it be you getting into a relationship? Yes, it's all the above. Okay, they are far from exempt in this situation at all, because it's the Ten of Cups. So you, as the one that's listening, what is your Ten of Cups? What is that ultimate goal that you was really hanging at? What was that ultimate goal that you trying to achieve, where you going to? And I mean the ultimate one. Usually sometimes we have it when we young, because we be encouraged by our family members, right? To our teachers and stuff and counselors as we coming up. And they encourage us to think about, what do you want to do? You got college, and there was an ultimate goal there. Maybe that's still your ultimate goal. Or maybe looking at that goal and then seeing the death energy up inside of it, of how that goal has shifted. How that goal shifted and made you uncomfortable, made you feel some kind of way, made you feel better, worse, all those kind of ways. That'd be a great example to first start off in analyzing compared to maybe where you at now. Okay, let's see, on a basic formality of how conscious, take an analyzation, how conscious was our other exchange? Was your consciousness just all about the earthly plane? How much of it really had spiritual consciousness where you recognize influence? And, are you able to see the spiritual influence when you actually thinking about all of this process here? Those are some questions to come up when it comes to your Ten of Cups. A good place to start off at, especially with this reading kind of being a metaphor for that. That root, that's a good start for the root of it, right? And of course, I said you already the stem. So the next cards are the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Wands. What I'm feeling with this Ace of Swords and Seven of Wands is it feels business. It feels like the customer interaction. With the growth and the development and the changes, whether I don't know whether they say, for example, millennials, the Z generation, X, Y generation, baby boomers, all of those are business, believe it or not. Those are business conversations. Now, don't get me wrong, and in me saying that they business conversations, that's why I didn't put only, because at the same time, those business conversations has a way of affecting the environment. There's people that really go out and say, I'm a millennial, and I stand for this. I'm an X generation, and I stand for this. And I'm a baby boomer, and I stand for this. So that goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, the root, right? And what is growing up off of it? What are you connecting to and how you connecting to it? That might not be the thing that you could change, but you may be mature in it, and maybe you are changing it, but how you changing it might not necessarily be the baseline, the root. Okay? Those situations is coming with those type of situations for the month of May. And once again, the way that I said this, if you cannot see the business aspect into that jargon, but you can see the social. So if that's the case for you, maybe the same thing might be needed, or you stand in that mindset because that's where yours might be at, and your guys might could get your attention a lot better because they know who you are. Okay, they know the type of energy you rating off, and they could definitely see your aura. So they know. Now, the question might be, when we proceed on, we have the Five of Swords in reverse, and we have the Hierophant, right? That is that's all about your spiritual growth. Now, what do I mean in spiritual growth? Is one part that's seen and one part that's not seen. And I think this maybe be the strength of the underworld, where it says all things pause and begin again, right? It's not so much a testifying of really being super spiritual. And I'm saying super spiritual to trigger you to think about what do you classify super spiritual to be? Um, you could trust assured it's not that. Now, if that's your end goal, I'm still going to say it's not that. Far as this situation goes. And if it is that, then I would definitely be cautious on why you being placed into a super spiritual role. Because it's definitely going to come with great hardship. And I don't know if all of that's willing, and if they feel that you is that strong for it, then I guess it's okay. I can't say nothing about it, especially if you're craving for it. But, you would have to really understand that going into the next two cards, which we have the Queen of Wands and the Strength card, you really would have to be strong about it. So I wouldn't try to excavate anything further than where it needs to go to. And that's for sure. Now, the Queen of Wands and the Strength card is all about your temperament, your attitude. Your attitude plays a role. How do I say this? Let me incorporate the last two cards here, and that is the Seven of Wands and the Justice card. So you done got the Seven of Wands twice. Seven of Wands coming with Justice, and ironically, the Seven of Wands is coming with the Ace of Swords. So you can definitely probably connect the dots that the Ace of Swords, if it's a guardian angel, is definitely going to be the guardian of justice. So the trial and tribulation of the situation is all about understanding the influences in the spiritual world and the responsibility in the human world. Mental responsibility. Not necessarily physical. This is a mental responsibility. Meaning, you gotta watch how deep your mind goes on in the game. It's like any prophets that you could think of, depending on how you, whatever religion. I don't think it's a religion that's exempt with a prophet that didn't go through some type of hardship. Whether it was to battle another group of deities and their culture, all the way down to poverty, all the way to heartbreak. Their human experience was just there. So your mental needs to be a safe boundary. And it needs to be very taken care of and very articulated appropriately in order for you to unpack the baggage or send the shipment off. One of the two. Either unpacking the baggage or you sending the shipment off. And if you're sending the shipment off, once it's say delivered, you should have a clear conscience. Or if you unpacking the baggage, you should have pretty much a clear conscience. That is definitely seem like with this energy overall, right, getting into it, especially with the Seven of Wands coming up. The mental mind game and in the theme of the hierarchy, meaning that the self-evaluation and the influence of being maybe a Scorpio or you're a different sun sign, and you chose to come and watch this message or whatever, it's definitely all about that balance in your productivity. Could it be haters that come around and test you? For sure. Could it even be people that you uncertain of? You maybe just start associating with them. I think it'd be wrong so instantaneously to put them in a haters group. But at the same time, I do believe that they will give you that opportunity to put them up inside of there. Learning how to shake things off is going to be definitely a mental test for the month of May for Scorpios in this message here. Your spirit guides are the ones that's going to be the ones that's going to send you the clues, the hints, the company, and the everything. So testing and trusting is going to be some terrible tease for this month. And I guess that's where the footprints is coming in at. The build up that's going for you right now, Scorpio, is interesting, and it's a challenge for the month. And it's all up to you how you want to do this obstacle course during the month of May, because there will be one. And it's not necessarily a hard one. It's just one that requires your assistance. So, I mean, preoccupied and having your daily things is not going to be interrupted unless you allow it to interrupt. And that would be more for your mental space than anything. Because you only got the 10 of Cups up here. So it's definitely headed to inner peace. And I'm going to tell you, Scorpio, I'm going to say inner peace for all the zodiac signs for the month. In the spiritual guidance. And that's because the intentions and when I was channeling to get a message was aimed at inner peace messages for this month. To try to, I try to set my videos up to help you understand yourself and put the guidance and motivation there. It's not just to advertise myself, because I will be this way if you came and saw me. I'm supposed to be here to try to help you a little bit, shine the light through, and be more relaxed than what you was, and more certain and more confident than what you was when you came here. So that is, definitely my ultimate goal. So inner peace is the overall goal for the month of May. That's why they spiritual guidance messages. So good luck to you, Scorpio. Until the next time.